Hi everybody, I'm in the hallway at work and I'm seeing some bricks that are cracking and crumbling and they kind of need some of attention before they get really bad and start causing problems with the floor and with flooding and everything like that. So it kind of reminds me of another story about people who are broken and crumbling. So we're going to be talking about it in just a minute. So, broken bricks. As I drive around town a lot, I see buildings sometimes that are broken down and bricks that are crumbling around. And I wonder, when those buildings were healthy, so to speak, what did they do there? I mean, what type of business did they do? And whatever happened to the people that were there? I mean, did they achieve their dreams and the hopes and desires that they had? Or did they just fall apart like broken bricks that were surrounding them, these buildings? Um, you know, some could what I've been through in my life, some could say that I'm a broken brick, maybe even a smashed brick from time to time. But when I look at these buildings and I think about these people, I can't help but remember about Joseph, the story of Joseph that's found in Genesis 37 all the way to the end of the book. Here's a guy that was a teenager basically. He had a dream from God and he had hopes and dreams and desires and he was looking forward to what God was showing him. And then he went and told his brothers and it didn't work out too well for him. You know, uh, the story basically, if you probably know, but if you don't, the story basically is, he told his brothers and his family. His brothers got mad, and they beat him up, throw him in a empty well. Then they sold him into slavery. He went to Egypt. He became a servant. Then the boss's wife accused him of inappropriate things, and he got thrown in prison, and he ended up being there for 11 years. Even though he did good and god god blessed him, and he was in charge of all the other prisoners and everything like that, and but he was still in prison. And even though he helped other people, he thought he was getting out. Yeah, there he was, like I said, in prison for 11 years. But eventually the Pharaoh had a dream, and he was the only one that could tell Pharaoh what it meant, and he became like the second in command of all Egypt. So the whole point of this story is, Joseph, with everything he's gone through, he never lost hope. Did he get discouraged, depressed, angry? Did he have like the woe is me syndrome? Probably, yes. Yeah, definitely yes. And I can relate to that because, things that have happened in my life, I've gone through the same thing. But, something that I've done, I've never lost hope. I've always believed in a better tomorrow and things were going to get better. And so did Joseph. I mean, with everything that he went through, he was a broken brick, but he always thought of, things are going to get better. Things are going to get better. And we look at the story, and you and I and should look at the same way. Regardless of what we're going through, regardless of what the problem is, things are going to get better. How do I know that? Well, basically, God. God said in one of my favorite verses, Psalm 46:1, God is my refuge and strength, my ever present help in times of trouble. He is my refuge and my strength. And He is your refuge and strength as well. God has a future and a hope, like Jeremiah 29:11. Plans for us are He has a hope and a future, and it's a good future and a good plans. So you may feel like a broken brick, but all is not lost. So as you go through this day today, even though you may feel like a broken brick, in God's sight, you're not. God has a great future for you. And this has been our new ministry devotion called Broken Bricks, helping people, broken people, become unbroken. So if you need somebody to pray with you, or you need somebody to talk to, you always can reach out to us on from this video. And until next week, we love you, God loves you, and remember, Jesus is Lord.